Good morning, students. This is waris Jamal, your computer teacher. Welcome again to my YouTube channel. Students, today in my video I am going to discuss about the syntax of CSS. Syntax of CSS. This my video is creating for class 10th, and CSS is the topic that I am discussing from last my few videos. Students, first of all, you must know that how we can use the syntax in your HTML file. First of all, you understand this is P. This is a P. Then after you have to use a curly bracket opening and closing. A curly bracket opening and closing. In the curly bracket, you have to define first. This is the P that we have defined is called selector. The P that you have defined here, that is called a selector. Under the selector, you have to define their property and their value. The property and value. For example, P color colon red. Then after semicolon. P color is red. On the same way, if you want to assign background colon green. Students, you must know that this color is called property, and this red is the value. When you use this color, and then after this use their value, and after that you use a semicolon, you can use another property and then another value. In the CSS, first of all, you have to define the selector where you want to define this property. The selector can be any tag. For example, if you want to assign H1, you can use H1. Then after background is called property. Background is called property. For example, yellow is the color. If you are using H1, that is the selector, and P is called the property, and by yellow is the value of this property. On the same way, you can use another selector also. Students, you must know that without the selector you cannot define the property of the selector. So the syntax will be like this. First of all, you have to define selector, then after open a curly bracket, then define property colon value. To separate one property and the value to another property, you have to use semicolon. Then again you have to define a new property. Where you use this semicolon, that means the previous property is over. The previous property is over to continue. That means कि यहाँ पर जैसे आप इस्तेमाल करते हैं प्रॉपर्टी और उसके वैल्यू, उसके बाद आपने क्या किया, सेमीकोलन का इस्तेमाल किया. इसका मतलब है कि इस प्रॉपर्टी एंड इस प्रॉपर्टी को आपने वैल्यू ओवर हो गया, आप नेक्स्ट प्रॉपर्टी और उसके वैल्यू को असाइन कर सकते हैं. दिस इज द सिंटैक्स ऑफ यूजिंग द selector and the property value in CSS. Students, the next thing that I am going to discuss here, what are the different way of using CSS in your HTML document or HTML file. Actually, there are three different ways to use the CSS. The first is called inline, the second is called internal, and the last one is called external. There are three different ways to using CSS in the HTML. First one is inline, second one is internal, and third one is external. How you use this internal, external and inline? For example, just I am giving example. You want to create three heading. This is a HTML file, H1 HTML file. Then after you have to use head. Then after use body. And in the body there is H1. Welcome to my YouTube channel. H1 is closed. Now H1 is again welcome to my CSS tutorial, CSS class. H1 is closed, and again you have written HTML hello students. Then H1 is closed. There are three different H1 in this. There are three different H1 in this document I have created. I want to use my inline in each and every one. How can you use it? Inline you can use like this. First of all, you have to create in this. First of all, you have to create H1, write H1. Then after that, you have to write style equal to then value. For example, color equal to red. Okay. And after that, you have to close this. After that, you have to close this. This means the H1 style color. This the H1 style color is red. It means the H1 will display in red color. The content of the H1 is will display in content color. If you want to apply the same style, you can copy and paste here. But in the case of this one, if there are big page, big website, and there are 1,000 and 10,000 of heading are using in there, in the you are using thousands of H1 tag, and you have to do copy and paste 1,000 times. It's become very complicated. It is become very complicated to use this H1 to use this style tag. That is, this is the way that I am using here. That is called inline. ये जो हम इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं ये क्या है? Inline. Inline में क्या होता है? In the inline we have to use only the this is only the selector. Then after their value. If you are using multiple headings, 2 or 3 headings, it is good. But if you have more than one heading, how can you use it? You have to define. You have to use the other one is internal. Other one is the internal. This is the H1, and this is a way of using inline. That inline means you are using the CSS in the same line where your same line of the selector where you want to use it. But in the case of external, you after the head tag you have to open style. Then after you have to use H1 because H1 is your selector. H1. Then after you have to use color equal to red. This much you have to use, and just close style tag. By this way, where the H1 is in your document, all the H1 will display in the red color. So it will save your time. In the inline you have seen that you have to type the line of code in each and every line that where you want to see the effect. But in the case of but in the case of internal you have to define only one selector, define the selector and they define their style and their value. It will be applied in all the document, all the file, all the pages. So it is better to use internal in place of inline. So students, this is all about today's my lecture. We will discuss more about in my next videos. Thank you very much for watching my video. Thank you.